Hello. Say you are a marketing agency and you have 500 wallet connections that happen because of your marketing campaign. Do you know which ad or which influencer or which Discord or Twitter channel created that 500 wallet connections? Hello, I am Mani Malarvanan. In this video, we will look into Web3 marketing campaign attribution models and we can understand what are all the different types of attribution models we can create and how the marketing agencies can understand what are all the different types of campaigns they can create and collect the data both in the Web 2 and Web 3, unify the data and we can able to identify how they can able to clearly pinpoint what exactly happened in their marketing campaign, whether the influencer created more marketing campaign or the Twitter post or the Discord post. We will get into the details and understand so that from the marketing agency's point of view, you can identify how well your marketing campaign is working for your customers. So why Web3 attribution is fundamentally different compared to Web2 attribution model where the users come in, they click a button and then they finally purchase it. And then at the end of the marketing campaign. The main difference is in the Web3, the journey starts either in the decentralized application from the cell phone or from a website. They first identify the wallet and then they connect to the decentralized application. So before that wallet connection happens, there are a lot more steps that needs to happen that is in the Web2 world. And then once they connect to the wallet, whatever the transactions they do, either purchasing the NFT token or purchasing any type of online merchandise for a gaming Web3 company, all those happens in the blockchain. So you need to collect the data from the Web 2 by Web 2 meaning a Discord channel email click or a Discord channel click, whatever may be the click they did in Web 2 and then connect it to the wallet and then ultimately purchasing the NFT token. The transaction happened in the blockchain. That blockchain could be either the base blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, Solana, whatever your customers are having the application, Web3 application, and whatever marketing campaign you are doing, you need to collect all those data and then unify it and then provide a detailed picture of what exactly happened. So for that, you need to understand what are the different attribution, Web3 attribution models exist so that you can able to identify what you need to do. So there are five attribution models. We are going to look into it. And of course, there are a lot more models available, but these five are very critical for the Web3 marketing agency to understand and they can able to use it. The first one is the first touch. If you are going to centralize your marketing campaign for the first touch, then the 100% credit goes to the first interaction. So that's where the brand interacts, your customers are interacting with the brand. So it could be a email newsletter or it could be a posting in Twitter, Discord, Telegram, whatever channel you are advertising and your users are clicking it. So they like the tweet that you posted and they want to know more about it. So that's a very first interaction. And in this model, that the entire data is collected within the Web 2. There is no Web 3. So remember that your users are just understanding your model. That is your marketing campaign and they start interacting with the your marketing campaign and they are understanding what exactly your customers are providing so that they will decide what they need to do. So that is the very first touch. And that is a one attribution model. You can able to identify how many emails are sent or how many people watched the Twitter and how many people clicked it and how much time they spent on it. So that is the first touch. And then the last touch is, so they like it and then they want to purchase the NFT token. So they use their wallet and they understood what exactly they need to do, and then they connect their wallet, and then finally they are purchasing the NFT token or whatever activity they are doing on the decentralized application, and that transaction will be stored in the blockchain. That is the last touch. So in this model, you are giving 100% credit to the last touch. So that's the last thing that your customer wants to happen in the blockchain. So the entire attribution model, you give 100% credit to the last point. No matter how many people are coming and clicking the URL link and how many of the time they spend on the website or decentralized application, you are not concerned about it. Ultimately, you want to understand and attribute how many users purchased a particular NFT token on the blockchain. So this is the second type of attribution. And then the third type is multi-touch linear attribution model. In this, you give equal credits the entire journey. The entire journey, say user Alex, he sees your ad in the LinkedIn, and then he's really interested, and then he clicks it. So that's the first touch, and you give 20%. And then the second touch, the Alex is spending time on the website, understanding what they need to do, and then they are interacting with their friends and family, whether they want to purchase whatever your marketing is selling, and that you give 20 percentage point. So you give equal weightage to all the layers, and then connecting to the wallet, and then the third step, and then ultimately performing a transaction, fourth stage, and finally committing the transaction, fifth stage on the wallet. So you give equal weightage to all the channels or all the entire workflow. So that is the third type of attribution model. If you want to set up for your customers, you can do it. And then the wallet weighted approach. In this attribution model, you want to see how many users are coming and purchasing some transaction, making some transaction on blockchain, and also you want to know how much money they spent on it. That is a one example. Say if a customer spends $10,000, you want to treat that customer differently than the customer who spends only $100. So you want to identify those high value to transaction customers, and you want to understand whether the customers are coming from Discord channel or from a particular influencer in LinkedIn or Twitter. Whatever the criteria you want to set, you can able to identify and you can able to collect the data. Then you can go to your customer and tell that this particular influencer attributed more value for the marketing campaign. So they can able to understand more with the data and they can interact with the influencer. Or it could be they want to spend more time on the Discord channel because that's where a lot of high valued customers are coming through Discord channel than Twitter. So you want to understand that comes under the wallet weighted. And then the fifth one is the time decay. You want to have the entire marketing campaign, say 1 month long. As and then the end of the month, you want to say that how many users are purchasing the transactions because, for example, you are running a marketing campaign for a new token launch for a DeFi protocol. In that case, you want to give more weightage as the day comes closer to the closer launch date because you want to see what are all the different activities that is happening within the community, Web3 community, where you are targeting your marketing campaign and give more weightage during the token launch time so that you can able to understand how well the customers are coming and purchasing the token during the launch time. So this is the another way of combining all the data, both the Web2 data and Web3 data, and coming up with the time decay model. So based on your marketing campaign, whatever your customer needs, you should have a platform to set up these type of different attribution models. Maybe you can set up multi-model within a single marketing campaign. That's also possible to do that. So bottom line, you need to have a back-end and a front-end technology to connect this data both from the Web 2 and Web 3. And then you should be able to use various graphs, various reports to understand how well your marketing campaign is happening so that you can go back to your customer and present your agency's findings. So in the models 1 and 2, the first touch and the last touch, the first touch is the very first time the users are interacting with your company's, your client's marketing campaign and identifying the brand that your company is trying to promote for the first time customers. So that is a very first step. And then the last touch is, as we discussed earlier, this is what exactly they did on the blockchain. What transaction they did. It could be anything. It could be NFT purchase. It could be using a decentralized autonomous organization. So whatever transaction they happen, you should be able to capture it and understand it and go and talk to your customers and tell. So in models 3 and 5, it's a multi-touch, wallet weighted, and time decay. These three are little different. So the first two are the first touch and the last touch. And these three are touching multi-touch, and it's in between what happens in the entire flow. So the weighted is that how much money your customers are spending, the clients are spending for your customers in their final transaction. So and also you can also say that how many times they use the wallet to purchase a NFT token. That could be another way to see it. Then the multi-touch is basically giving equal weightage in all different touch points, what happens starting from the Web 2 and ultimately committing a transaction in Web 3. The time decay, it's basically you are trying to identify and give weightage at the closing date of your marketing campaign for initial token launch. It could be an initial NFT launch, whatever may be the criteria you are marketing. You should be able to give proper weightage based on the time allotted for the entire marketing campaign. And which model is good for which vertical? See, there are several different vertical use cases, vertical applications that exist in the Web3 world. For example, if we are working from the marketing agency's point of view, if we are working for a DeFi protocol company, then the wallet weighted is the critical for them because they want to see how many users are using in. Yes, that is they want to see, and they don't want users just to using their protocol. They want to see how much money they spent on that protocol, whether it is $100 or $1,000. So you want to identify that. So that would be their primary goal for that customers. And then the secondary point for them is the multi-touch linear attribution model. So they want to see what is going on in the entire chain and where most of the customers are dropping down and why not, what they need to do to support it so that more and more customers will be spending more and more dollars on their protocol. And then in the NFT projects, the time decay is very critical for them because as the launching date happens close by, they want to understand how well the customers are behaving so that they can identify what they need to do to fine tune their marketing campaign with your marketing agency's help so that they can able to attract more buyers purchasing the NFT. And for the secondary, they want to see which channel is giving them more users, whether it is a Twitter or LinkedIn. And then for Web3 gaming, multi-touch, because for them, generally speaking, they want to understand the entire flow from where they started and what exactly they purchased on their decentralized Web3 gaming application. So they want to see, make sure they understand all so that they can identify what they need to do in their marketing campaign. And for the secondary, they want to understand the last touch because some merchandise may sell more during certain days. So they want to understand what are those merchandise, when the purchase is happening. And also they may want to see where the users are coming from. Are they coming from North America, South America, or Asia? All those data points you need to collect it so that you can help your customers to understand what is going on. And then for token launches, the time decay is very critical for them. So even for them, at the token launch date is coming close by, they want to understand what is going on in their token launch date, and so that they can able to appropriately adjust their marketing campaign. And for the secondary, they want to use the wallet weighted approach. And for the DAOs, for governance, the first touch is very critical for these type of use cases. For this type of customers, you want to understand what the users wants to do, how they find their decentralized application, whether they find it in the LinkedIn or Twitter. They want to understand those so that they can able to work with you to fine tune the marketing campaign to attract more customers. And also they are interested in the multi-touch attribution model also. See, these models, what I'm saying, based on what we have been working with the customer, this is what we found. It is not necessarily that your marketing campaign should focus on only these two. So you need to work with the customer to understand. Many times the customer may not understand the marketing model. But from the marketing agency's point of view, you need to understand and help your customers to understand them, what type of attribution model is going to help them so that they can able to properly give the data so that you can able to make them successful in their product. And for the RWA platforms, so wallet weighted, because these are all high valued transactions. So your customer want to understand what exactly the real world asset applications they are using and how much assets are being tokenized. So all those you need to understand so that you can able to help the customers. And for RWA platforms, the time decay is also critical, because anytime whenever they are going to start the campaign and they want to understand how well the token is going to be used in their assets and how well the customers are going to purchase the tokens, and then you need to give them proper guidance so that how much percentage of customers are going to finally purchase the RWA platforms. So for them, the wallet weighted is the primary one, and then the secondary one is the time decay. So getting started, these are all five simple steps. From the marketing agency's point of view, you can set up for your customers. The first one is the capture wallet connection. It's basically you need to get the wallet address from your customer. And of course, for all those, you need to get the customer's pre-approval so that you can able to make sure that your customer knows what you are doing, how you are collecting the data and what you are going to use the data, so that you won't be violating any of the either US or European or any other international laws in collecting the particular customer's details. And then the second step is with the start with the last touch, and you identify what type of the last touch your customer needs, and then so that you can able to set up your marketing campaign to collect the data for the second step, which is the last touch. And then for the third step is add on-chain tracking. So what exactly you are tracking on the blockchain? Are you tracking the mints or number of votes that casted, or the swaps or the deposits? So there could be a lot more things the users can do on the on-chain. So you need to understand, work with the customers, understand it so that you can able to track it. And then you can able to run these models in parallel and then compare the results. So you have a set of goals that your customers tell in the initial engagement you have with your customers. Once you get it, you can able to set up these marketing campaigns and then run all of them. Either it's a one attribution model or multiple attribution model. You can able to set it, run it on a regular basis, collect the data and see it, share it with your customers on a regular basis. You don't have to wait at the end of the campaign. You need to make sure that all this data are all collected in real time so that you can able to fine tune your marketing campaign for your customers. So this you start it, and then if you have a long running engagement with your customers, you can revisit every quarterly, every month, or every 6 months once, whatever your customers want. You can able to keep fine tuning it on a regular basis, and ultimately you can grow your Web3 marketing agency by doing these steps and helping your customers. The main challenge in this type of marketing campaign is collecting the Web2 data and Web3 data. If we are using pure Web2 analytical tools like Google Analytics, you can able to understand the Web2 side of the data. And if you are using Web3 analytical platforms like Dune and other products, you can understand what happened in the Web3 blockchain. But if you want to understand the full 360-degree changes that happened starting from the Web 2 all the way to Web 3, then you need to have a proper tools and technologies for that. Within our analytic kit, we are working on a product to support multiple different blockchains. Right now, our website supports a Ethereum blockchain, and in the near future, we are working on a model that is going to support multiple different blockchains so that you can able to create multiple different attribution models and able to collect the data, unify the data, just by clicking a button, you should be able to get the report. All you need to do is set up your marketing campaign and then set up your client information. That's all. And then the next step is you get the JavaScript script and then install into your customer website. That's pretty much. Once these steps are done, you will be automatically collecting the data in our backend system, which are completely secure in the AWS. You can able to use the systems, use our UI tools and AI tools to understand and ask questions and get responses from our data engine. And you should be able to identify what you need to do to improve the marketing campaign and ultimately make your customers, Web3 customers, successful through your marketing campaigns. So that's all I want to discuss in this presentation. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you like this video, please help us to grow this channel by subscribing and commenting and sending this video link to your friends and family. And if you need more information, you can go to analytickit.com. And also, if you want to follow us in Twitter, you can follow us using the analytic_kit. Thank you. Appreciate the time you spent with me today. Bye.